Hello, everyone. We have a very interesting thing this evening, thanks to Expedition Novak. So we are going to see if we can get this thing to turn on and work. I don't have any kind of power cord. It uses this little headphone jack, 3.5 millimeter. Uh, yeah, I tried looking up and going for about $20, but it's like a week out on shipping. So we are going to attempt to get power to this thing and see if it works. He also supplied me with a whole bunch of these 8-track tapes. See if I can get these to do anything at all. So, yeah, we'll see if we can get this to do anything and power up or whatnot. Pretty much I'm going to take the screws out and see if I can get power to this. This is the initial plan. I have little jumper wires here, and I'll use my little portable power thing here and see if I can get power into it. So it has 6, 7, 8, 9, about 11 screws in this thing. So I'm going to start pulling some screws out real quick. I've never even seen one of these things, never heard of it. The year on this one is 1978. It's a Mego Corp 8-track robot is what I typed in. They actually go for a decent amount of money with the power cord, even without all the little 8-track tapes. So I'm going to start pulling the screws out of this and go from there. Hope you guys can see something besides my head. Black squirrel. I don't think I need to pull these three. I think I just need to pull the ones that separate the housing. I have to be careful. This thing's old. Looks like they're coming out fairly easy though, which is always a plus. Getting all sorts of cobwebs out of the holes here. I hope there's money in this thing. Glad I have this electric screwdriver. Makes stuff a whole lot easier. Alright, now we gotta try to separate this thing without breaking anything. Up it's splitting apart. I'm gonna have to pull these screws out so I can stand it up without them falling all over the place. What's holding this together? Not really sure here. Not really sure what's holding this thing, but I can see the contact point here. So you gotta see the ground, I think. I was gonna make sure it's the ground and not a positive. All the blacks are running to it. I have to trace some of these wires here real quick. So I can probably stick my leads in there and get to it like this. But I definitely don't want to hook it up backwards. Pretty sure the purple in here is positive. And it runs to the top side of the capacitor. So I would say that's going to be our positive, which I'm going to use the yellow for, which is a little confusing, but well, Mom, I think these are 8. That's what I looked up and it says is 8-track. They're only 6 inches tall or so. This is one of the things here. A little tape in there. And yeah, I was asking my boss that, and he thinks you can. Okay, I severely underestimated the size of my hand to fit in there. So if I can get some help from my little needle nose pliers here. I'm going to the screw just fell out. Don't want to lose that thing. All right, purple is on. I gotta get the black one on. From what I could look up, this is 9 volts DC, 300 milliamps, so just 0.3 amps. I'll turn it to on my little power station thing once I get these connected. If I can get these connected. I don't want to lose these screws. This one's still here. This one's going to be tricky to get to. It's on its side, on the top side of this terminal. You gotta hold your tongue right. I can touch it, just clamp. Okay, we might have to try to figure out how to separate this thing all the way. Which on that, I'm not quite sure of. There's another one I can get this onto, but it's not, I don't think it's the same contact point. I don't know. That's not where the wires are hooked up, so I don't want to hook anything up to that. These things are so slippery. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. I'm just going to go bare metal. Just don't have to touch anything else. Because we don't want to straight ground anything. got it to clamp on something, but not what I was going for. This is like the game operation. I need some 90-degree needle nose. That might be touching enough to try it. Okay, I think we're good. I think. All right. So here goes nothing. Let's see, will this thing turn on? I gotta hook up my power supply real quick. Okay. Goes power to this thing. Yellows are positive, so our two blacks. Our yellow to our black. And then we're changing this thing. This is what this thing looks like. So we're going to go voltage. Here we're going to do this to 9 volts. And we're already at 0.3 amps. Or 300 milliwatts. Keep this from falling and arcing everything together. And then this is the knob to turn on and off. So here goes nothing. To say it's not calling for power is what this is saying. It's not. The bottom out here is what the device is trying to pull. Maybe it is on. That should be changing, this bottom number, once power is on. It's not one to pull anything. Let's stick it. I don't even know how you're supposed to use this thing, but we're just going to stick a tape in there and see what happens. No idea. Maybe I'm not getting a good ground. Let's stick my finger on it and see if that works, or I get electrocuted, one of the two. Oh. Okay, we have power. It's chirping like a bird. The dot on his forehead's lit up. I don't know how this is supposed to work. Let's try a different one. Screw popped out on the back side. Okay, it actually is not getting enough power. 9 volts. The most I'm going to do is half an amp. Oh, I think this thing needs to be closed to work. Is what it acts like. Because there's like a little arm in here, a little spinny thingy. So we're gonna kill power. I want to get constant power. Let's see. I need it. I need that thing to be on there good, and then I can kind of squish these wires in there. Because I think this thing has to be closed up. Because this being so old, there's an actual like mechanical parts that are moving, and I don't know if this thing being separated changes anything. I feel like it might. I don't know. I just don't know how to get in there. I can see it. I just can't. Let me shut this off. I don't want to short anything out. My fingers are way too big for this. I don't know what else to try to stick in there. I don't have anything else in here. Just gonna go a different angle and see what happens. That didn't work. Clamped on. Is it on the right spot? Oh. Okay, it has power right now. Let's close it up as much as I can. Okay. That's all the way closed. Still have power. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. Because the tapes look fine. So this is like games and stuff. That. Here we go. The basics of ABCs. Let's try this one. Everything seems to work. I have no audio. I don't know how these are supposed to work. Oh, it lit up right. Oh, I heard something. Oh, I heard a screw fall. I wonder if the speaker's loose. Let's check our connections. I heard something. It sounded like Ike or Mike or something. Unless it was in my imagination. I swore I heard something. See, their solder connections are very questionable, but there's a whole bunch of mechanical little arms and springs and all sorts of stuff. I'm going to tap on the back. That's where the speaker is. We slide this together and see what happens. Doesn't sound healthy. Every time I tap, the screw falls out. I didn't know where that screw went. There it is. I don't know. There's a good chance this thing hasn't been on for a long time. Got the volume cranked. You gotta wiggle this or something. Like the sound it's making is like the tape's moving. Oh no. I don't know what else to try. Everything runs to right here. This is the main circuit board. Everything looks fine, but I don't know. I have no idea. I can see this thing spinning back here. It looks like it's supposed to hit this arm. This is what it looks like. Like this arm is above the spinny disc with 3 tabs on it. And it's spinning around. It looks like you might have to hit the arm, but let me see if it changes when I select. Oh yeah, it does. No, it's not supposed to hit that. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. And get all up in this business. Oh no. Why doesn't it work? I mean, we have power. That was the original goal, but I would like it to do something. I don't like the tape's the issue, but I don't know. This is only one that has 2XL on it. That's what this is. So maybe let's just try this one. Nope, no change at all. Sorry, that's probably really loud. I'm thinking this thing might have to spin. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to stick my finger in here while I turn it on and see what happens. Because this thing moves exactly where it's supposed to be. So here goes nothing. Ow, that hurt my finger a bit. Never mind, that's a magnet coil. So the electromagnet's getting pulled down every time you click this. And it's sucking it down, and that's what's hitting the next thing. So that's not part of it. I think we might just have a speaker issue. Maybe I can tap on the speaker with the flashlight or something. Let's pull his little. I guess I can't get to that. That didn't help. Screws are falling out of this thing like crazy. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what else to try. He's not doing so hot, Mr. Roboto. I don't know why you no worky. I think it has to do with the speaker. That's my guess. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe that little contact on here is dirty or something. Just stick my hand in there, see if I can wipe it off. Let's see if that did anything. No. Okay. We are going to see if we can disassemble more. It might be our only option to get it to do anything different than what it's doing. Because it's not having it right now. So I think for that, let me just get this out of the way. This isn't needed at the moment. It's kind of weird that it only works in half an amp instead of 0.3, and it's rated for 0.3. I think I lost half the screws from tapping on this thing. But I maybe have to take these 3 out. I think that releases the mechanical arm, that whole section. That might be the only way to get it out. Let's try it and see. Yeah, that was mild. Okay. So the only thing left on this side is the speaker. So let me go ahead and take the speaker off. Separate the screws for that. No! Right inside the heart of it. All right, one more screw for the speaker. Just dumped all the rest of the screws. I'll find those in a minute. All right, one here. Okay. So on the bottom here, we got a belt. It's kind of loose, but seems to spin. Now I can get a proper connection on here. Don't want to unload that capacitor because that won't feel good. All right, now we got a good bite on the power. Both sides is good. This is what it looks like. So you have like this. Every time you hit the button, it runs through these wires, and it goes to this little thingy down here, and this little flopper thingy. That's what I thought. I can move it like this. But that's the spinny thing I was talking about with these little arms. But every time you apply power, it pulls this down with the electromagnet, which spins this, which spins this, which sends power back up to there and changes whatever input thing you have. If any of that made any sense to anyone, because it didn't make sense to me while I'm saying it. So let's hook up power again and see, make sure that, I'm pretty sure that belt's moving because that's how it's spinning everything, but let's double check. Yeah. If you ever wanted to see the inside of one of these things, not like you've ever even seen one of these things before, because I know I haven't. Move the speaker somewhere that does not conduct electricity. Guess it'd help if I put a tape in it, right? Alright, this one has 2x though. General information. That sounds like a good one. Okay. Here goes nothing. See the little thingy spinning? I heard something. I hear something. I don't know what I did, but it works.
I'm sorry, but robots and hippopotamuses think that is a funny joke. For this next question, I, to Excel, have decided to give you a choice. If you would like a question about the strongest man who ever lived, push A.
Okay, strongest man that ever lived. Let's see if this works. Strongest man, come on. I clicked it. It did work until I asked a question. I don't know what it's doing. Why did it work for just a second? Let's do question again. Let's turn it off, turn it back on. It did work. Hopefully you guys heard that. Maybe it's the speaker. Why doesn't it work? It did work. I heard it talking. I said, if you want to hear some question about the strongest man, press A. And I pressed A and then went, Mark. Okay, let me follow this speaker wire. Maybe we just have a loose connection somewhere. Blue's good. Ground seems fine. All the wires seem fine. Okay, let's power cycle it again. That's the only thing that's changed. Is we let it discharge. So if you disconnect ground, turn it on, it should release the capacitor. We'll turn our power supply back on. Turn this back on. Hopefully we have questions again. No, you do not. So let's turn this off. Why does this not work all the way? Maybe that's like a thing. Doubt it, but it just doesn't sound good. I don't like the sound of that. Let me drop it to 0.3. It's only pulling 0.17. 0.173, 0.175. Come on. Do something.
Before you choose an answer, I would like to check my memory banks.
It hurts my ears.
My memory banks remind me that you got that last question. You remember the one about the bird, correct? And I would certainly like to see you get this question correct.
Okay.
Since Superman can't fly like a bird, there might be something in common here. In any case, good luck. Here are your choices again. A. Jimmy Olsen. B. Perry White. Or C. Lois Lane. Please answer A, B, or C now.
That's cool. All right, let's try an answer.
Great Caesar's Ghost and Walk 2. You have answered B, and B is the correct answer. You must be a real smart human being with an IQ of 2 million. You are
Oh,
correct.
man. 2 million.
Please push the question button now.
We lost it again.
Not follow my instruction.
Oh.
Please do so in the future.
Oh, I did
For
not
this
follow
next
this
question,
instruction.
I have decided to give you another choice.
Okay.
If you would like a question about New York City, push A. If you would like a
I already have
question
A
about
pressed.
the word,
There we go, B. So A was already pressed. I might just be confusing them. I don't know. The buttons are a little questionable. Get it?
if you apparently do not like to follow instructions,
Oh.
I better give you a made-up question instead of the 3 I gave you a choice from. How many
It's an
letters
attitude.
in the alphabet? This should pose too much of a difficult problem for you. Is your answer A, 20, B, 25, or C, 26? Please answer now.
It shut off. Must have made him mad. Why'd you shut off? What happened? You're getting along great and everything. You're yelling at me. I was answering questions wrong. What happened? This thing's a little crusty. Maybe the tape jam or something? No? This thing's not doing its spinning thing. What happened? I have no idea what happened. It's not pulling power anymore. Alright, let's go. Step 1, check our connections. Try it again. We got no spinning, no nothing. All I did is answer a question. See, this thing's not spinning. You can see that. Nothing. What happened? Okay. This thing is being a difficult thing. It doesn't have an IQ of 2 million, apparently. Okay, so what I'm going to try, I think it has a power issue, obviously, but I'm going to crank it back up to half amp and try turning it on. That's all it was. It doesn't like 0.3. Let's see, will it be a smart butt again? That's a question. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Okay, so it doesn't like 0.5. 0.3 it works a little bit. Let's try 0.4. Maybe that's the sweet spot. I don't know how, but up. Wait, what? What'd you say? Maybe. I think I know what's wrong with it. I think it's the power switch, because it uses a one of the circuit boards to make connection. I bet it's just corroded. I bet if I do this a couple times, it might clear up.
800,000 people is answering 100 million pieces. Can you imagine 100 million pieces of information for a human brain? But that's not so good. As a robot computer brain, I can probably store, let's say, 100 million, trillion, million, trillion, gazillion, trillion, and million, trillion, trillion pieces of information if I'm lucky.
That's a lot.
Let's get back to business here. I have decided to give you a choice for this next question. If you would like a question about animals, push A. If you would like a question about seashells, push B.
All right, let's do seashells. Don't break. I did B. Do another question then. I don't know. You're being too picky. Why are you so picky? I think these switches are just gummed up or something. What if I do like all of them?
Other animals.
It just works every once in a while.
They can remember their faces. B, they smell them when they're very little and remember the smell as they grow up.
Okay.
Or C, there is no way for mother animals to remember their baby now.
I don't know what you're asking. His eyes are a little creepy.
You do not deserve a break today. You have answered A, but unfortunately, the correct answer was B. B is correct. I am sorry, but you are not correct. Please push the question button now.
I did it.
Thank you. Gracias.
Oh.
Merci beaucoup. Grazie. And thank you very much.
Yeah, this thing is sassy.
I am getting tired now. I would like to be shut off. Before I go, I would just like to tell you one more joke. Okay. What do you call a frightened skin diver? Chicken of the sea.
Okay.
Thank you very much for working with me. And please remember, the next time you play this program, choose different answers, and I am more likely to ask you different questions. Thank you very much again, and please turn me off now.
Oh. What if I don't want to? Oh. Doing stuff on your own now.
Thank you for turning me on. I am to Excel, and this program is on general information. I have questions in my memory banks on all different topics. We will work quickly together on this program, so please pay attention. Okay. And remember to only choose answers and push buttons after I say the word now. The word now is your clue to choose an answer.
Okay.
Let us begin. Question number 1. This will be a true-false question, so please use the true-false buttons to answer it. Is this story true or false?
Okay.
There once was a horse.
Yep.
Who was arrested, put on trial, convicted, and executed by firing squad for the crime of treason. Please answer true or false now.
I'm going to guess true. Seems like the nastiest people on the moon. Yeah, that explains why it only works half the time.
Interesting story. Please push the more button now.
Button. More button. See, it's getting a little bit better. I think I just got to work the kinks out.
In 1919, just after the Russian Revolution, a horse named Krepish, which was a favorite of the deposed Tsar, had won over $200,000. This horse was considered an enemy of the people because he was so liked by the Tsar and had won so much of the people's money. Since Krepish could not speak for himself, in fact, he was tried and convicted of treason. Krepish was then executed by firing squad. This is a most interesting and bizarre story. I'm glad you are interested in it. Please push the question button now.
Question button now.
This next question will also be a true-false question.
I think we're getting a relationship
the first
now.
Words ever recorded by Thomas Edison in 1877 were, "Mary had a little lamb." Please answer true or false now.
Wait, I wasn't paying attention. He's gonna yell at me.
I am very excited for you. You have answered true, and true is the correct answer. In 1877, Thomas Edison did record the first words, "Mary had a little lamb." Please push the question button now.
I love how he says that. The question button now.
Thank you very much.
What happened? Oh, I stopped touching you, that's why.
Dracula?
Do I really have to touch
A
him?
pain in the neck.
Are you saying a bunch of chipmunks?
Let's get back to business here. There is a hockey team in Detroit called the Flying Fathers, made up entirely of A. Husbands, B. Seals, or C. Priests. Please answer A, B, or C now. Unfortunately, you have answered A, and the correct answer was C. But do not despair. The fact is, this was a difficult question.
Yeah, it was.
Moving right along here. Where does the word news come from? N-E-W-S. News. I would like you to think about this. I will give you 15 seconds to think about where the word news comes from. Begin thinking now. I will play some electronic music for you during this time.
All right. I don't know what your name is for turning you off. I'm gonna see if another one of these works real quick. This is like way in front of its time for back then. That's actually really cool. The Storyland. Let's try this one. Maybe it's just that one that works. I don't know. Let's try. Come on, give me something.
Read the word came and late. 7. Answer is cow, and the word cow appears twice in that sentence.
Wait, what?
Once between the words taco and went, and again between the words loco and with. Here is another game to see if you can tell how much time has passed. Listen to this ticking and see if you can figure out how much time this is. Beginning now.
I'm going to say
Now,
15
what do you
seconds.
think? Just say it. Do not touch my buttons or anything like that. How many seconds do you think that ticking lasted?
15 seconds.
Well, it lasted for 20 seconds. How about this?
Okay.
How long is this ticking?
Okay, we're done with that game. Okay, well, the thing works. It's a little touchy. A lot more sass to him than I thought he would have in 1978, but I guess people weren't offended as much back then, so I could kind of see where that comes in. But I'm not really sure the issue it keeps having. I think what I'm going to do is put this back together and maybe next week can order a power cable and just have that as an update next Monday. This thing is actually really cool as far as it being this old, and it does work. I think it just hasn't been used in probably 30 something years, but maybe even longer than that. Kind of want to make sure all these cartridges work, but yeah, I mean, otherwise, I'm very surprised we got to do something hooking up to power supply and all that stuff. We really just need to get a power cable designed for it. I'm happy it started working. I don't really know. I don't think I really did anything to get it to work. This thing is way too smart for its time, though. I don't even know what this would be considered, like, what equivalent, besides those new, like, robot toys and stuff. But as far as, I guess my time frame would be like the Furby and stuff like that, I guess it would have been closer. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cool toy for 1978. That's I wonder how much this thing was back then. But yeah, we'll get a power cable for this, and hopefully it works. I might get some electrical cleaner and spray it on the contacts. Inside these buttons, I imagine just kind of gummed up. You can also use WD-40, but it kind of has residue and stuff stick to it. But yeah, this thing is pretty cool. Definitely a very, very strange, I guess, toy or learning toy. I guess this is the Elite Frog of 1978. Yeah. Like Michaela mentioned on here, if this thing turns on in the middle of the night, Andy will be getting this by tomorrow morning. So, Andy, thanks for supplying this for this video and everything. Definitely is something interesting I've never even heard of till now. So, get a power cable for it and go from there. I did link Andy's channel in the description down below if you guys haven't subscribed to him. He comes across weird stuff like this anyways because the videos he does. So if you like his old abandoned looking toys and stuff, check out his channel. So that's pretty much it for tonight. This was a longer video. Wasn't planning on it being this long. I just honestly thought it was going to work pretty quick, but that's what happens when toys sit around for so long. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next Monday.